other than we're going live. She let me mic her up, and I promised her some bubble tea, so I think we're all good here. That's all we really need. But this is a conversation that I've wanted to have for a long time, and it's a conversation that you and I always have, all the time. We can't figure out why people keep giving us free stuff. Why people in Taiwan are always gifting us things. Like, it's incredible generosity. And the reason I wanted to talk about it is two reasons. One, we just had it happen again this weekend to us while we were in Kaohsiung. And did I do one or did I do two? Whatever. Anyway, Alan on My Life in Taiwan recently had it happen in his most recent video, and then a couple videos before also experienced it as well. So people, he's at a night market, or he's at a day market, he's purchasing food or trying to try some food, and someone gives him something free because Taiwanese are just that generous. But it happens all the time, even when we don't have the camera out. Because I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense that there's a reason to give it to a YouTuber if you're gonna maybe get some, okay, am I being too cynical now?
Free promo.
Yeah, free promo, right? So I'm thinking, okay, they see the camera, they know we do videos. Okay, they're giving us a little lanyap, as they'd say in New Orleans, a little something free. They always get a little tasty taste from the kitchen in New Orleans called lanyap. And I was like, okay, it's a little lanyap, maybe something will be free, and then we'll pay for something else. Because we usually try to purchase from the vendor, especially if they've given us something free. That's a tactic in and of itself, right? Yeah. For a vendor, hey, try this fruit, here you go. Okay, that was pretty good, try another one, and then you end up buying something. I have no willpower when it comes to the generosity of vendors. If someone cuts open a piece of fruit, I've already bought a kilo or two from them. Even if I can't eat it, I'm buying it. You have no commentary on that? I really appreciate you not like just rolling me under the bus there with jokes.
Roll you under the bus. I've had different experiences too, because sometimes the free is not for free. Sometimes it is meant as
Taiwan?
a tourist trap. No, like
in other countries.
In other countries. So we've experienced quote unquote generosity.
Lanyap.
But it's become second nature for us to guess about what the true intentions were. So much so that Taiwan had to we've had to untrain ourselves.
Right,
to not be cynical and to accept the generosity of others. Right,
because the lanyap here is legit lanyap. Oh, so we're safety first, ladies and gentlemen. This is a standoff here because they want to turn. Here we go. Let's see if we can catch us on video. We got a standoff here. This is a Taiwanese standoff. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I just think we're naturally cynical because we're Americans. No? You don't think so? I can tell by that look you don't think so. You think it's with learned behavior because we've had enough experiences to tell us otherwise?
I think in America you don't necessarily accept things. Well, first of all, things aren't given to us like they have been since we've been living abroad. And
I mean,
our first experience of people consistently giving us things were in Vietnam, and we wanted to look at it with a positive light. It's not necessarily negative. It's just realizing that how they give in Taiwan is not how they give in other countries that we've lived in.
No.
It is absolutely sincere.
No.
So much so that last weekend we have a video that we're getting ready to put out for you where we went to go introduce someone to bubble tea. And
oh my gosh, wait a minute. That's 2 weekends in a row. I totally forgot about that. So for the past 2 weekends, we have been gifted a lot of extras, a lot of free stuff. Yeah, sorry, tea. When Jason was in town, right, okay.
Yeah, and so the owner next door, who had nothing to do with the tea shop, I'm supposing, he cooked chicken and brought us in this platter of Japanese cooked chicken, Japanese fried chicken. It was so delicious.
Good. It was so tender. And he was like, restaurant next door. And we're like, oh, okay.
He's advertising. And yes, we will go next door to spend money at your restaurant. And he was like, no. And then he brought in another platter.
He brought in miso soup?
He brought in, yes, in the soup. And he was like, free.
He had to be affiliated with that store because he took something off the shelf and gave you that haw candy.
But he wasn't the only one that gave me something free
that was
off
the other
the
guy.
shelf either. So yeah.
Right.
The owner that we bought the peanuts from, he also gave us stuff free. Just walked over to our table and was like, here.
So what we purchased was 3, you, me, and Jason, we purchased 3 bubble teas. Well, you got 2 teas, so
I got
4.
2 teas for
So
myself.
4. And then we ended up with fried chicken, free haw candy, which we never did figure out what that is. It's just H-A-W candy.
That was delicious. That's all.
And free miso soup. We literally had our lunch bought for us, gifted to us out of generosity. And I mean, we did have the cameras out, so I think Jason made a comment. It's like, oh, the benefits of being a YouTuber. I was like, we don't really roll like that. But Taiwan will gift you food all the time. You're not going to go hungry here.
It's a very thoughtful, kind people. Like, I've never seen generosity on any level like I have here.
So much so that I've questioned it, not just because of our experiences in other countries, but because of, I think, how I was raised and where I was raised in America. If it's too good to be true, or nothing's for free, no free lunches. I mean, come on, that's a real happening phrase right now in American politics, right? No free lunches, meaning you're going to pay for it somehow. Yeah, you're getting this for free, but really, what are you expected to do, right? There is no expectation. We're at the market, and the lady that we sometimes, actually, have we even bought from her yet, from her store? She rolled up and bought us a Castile cake.
I don't know who that was. She knew who we were. I feel so horrible.
I think she's the lady that around the corner has the breakfast shop that we never stop at.
That makes me feel even worse.
Because we don't want that. We don't eat breakfast. We just don't eat breakfast like that. And when we do, they're not open. Like the days that we do eat breakfast, they're not open. So.
But she knew us by name. We should probably cross.
All right. Safety first, children. Nope. Leah. Guide me, Leah. I trust you. Leah and I are on lav mics that are tethered to the phone. Just want to show you. It's not a kink thing. I'm not on her leash per se. Like, I mean.
I don't even know why you would go there. Why would you go there, Justin?
Because sometimes people go out in public tethered to their lover.
You see that all the time?
Not anymore. I mean, I did live in New Orleans.
Why you would bring up that example as opposed to we just have wired mics?
Because some folks from New Orleans might be, oh, that's their kink. She's got him tethered and walking out. They got people watching from all over the place. Anywho, back to the story at hand, which is your turn to take the mic or to hold this, because I am getting. What city are you at? Oh, someone's asked a question. Oh, hey, hi, people. Yes, hello. What city are we in? We are in Tainan, Taiwan, and we are walking into Trudan to get some bubble tea. While we talk about the generosity, how many free teas have they gifted you?
Oh, I don't know.
So that's not why we're going there. We do go back because we like them. They're very nice. They've been generous with their space also for you to film for your channel. And I'm still suspicious of the generosity only because, one, I don't believe in altruism. I believe in generosity and I believe in hospitality. And I think they're incredibly hospitable here.
That's true.
But that also leads me to the idea of like, is it hospitality or is it decorum? You know, we've kind of had that discussion before. And I see you like, oh, here we go. But that's where I want to go. I want to go to that decorum conversation because in America's so big, for those of you not from the States, America's so big, right? That the way we have like so many different ways of interacting with each other, and hospitality is different in each place. I would say everyone thinks that the South is incredibly hospitable.
I do.
Right, you do. That's your impression of it. Having lived in New Orleans for an extended period of time, I can tell you there's a difference between being, what would I say, nice and kind?
Yeah.
Maybe, but decorum, for lack of a better word. There's a certain decorum in the South, and I kind of want to explain the difference between the decorum in the South and the Midwest and the West Coast, because that's most of my experiences right there. Let's give you an example that I always give. It is come on, you know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
The broken down car on the side of the road. The broken down car on the side, we've had this discussion, Leah. Broken down car on the side of the road, and if you're in the South, 9 out of 10 people that drive past you will roll up and say, oh, so you got a flat tire, right? You've got a flat tire on your car on the side of the road, and they're gonna roll up on you and say, oh, baby, how you doing? Oh, you got a little flat tire there? You got a jack?
I don't understand why you always code switch when you tell these stories.
Because I think at heart I'm a thespian, and this is the only stage that I have upon which to perform and act out all of these characters that I've come across in my life. I think that's why. So people will roll up on you. 9 out of 10 will be like, they will see that you have your jack. They will see that you have your tire iron. They will see that you have a flat. They will mention all those things, but they won't necessarily get out of their vehicle to help you, right?
In the South?
In the South, not necessarily, yes.
Where are you going?
In New Orleans. I feel your suspicions, but are you looking a gift horse in the mouth? That's Leah's take on it. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to delineate the difference between true generosity and kindness of spirit and heart from that of decorum, which means this is an expected behavior because I am a member of this society.
But whether or not it's an expected behavior, it's still
a gift horse.
Yes, like Ryan said. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes.
I get that. I'm still grateful. Either way, I'm grateful. Maybe I think I'm rolling downhill with this. Oh my goodness. Before the mob comes, I am grateful. But I still think that I have to question whether, I don't know why I have to question. That's why I said I think I'm being cynical. I think that's the American in me. That's the...
And here's the other thing too. I think it's okay for you to question because that's the only way that you can find out. I think you should question things more than once so that you can have a pattern. So we've been in Taiwan long enough to question over and over and over again, like even how we found it. No, they were nice to us because we were tourists. We're gonna come back and go to a different city.
The first time we came to Taiwan, we thought everyone was being super kind and generous to us because we were tourists. We were like, oh, we're in Taipei, we're in a touristy area.
So we came back.
So we came back a second time.
Theory again.
We tested it, and what happened?
It's the same thing.
And were we in Taipei though?
No.
A different part of the country.
And we tested the theory again because of our cynicism and because of the previous experiences that we have. My whole point is, for the past 2 years, no matter how much we test it, it still comes out with the same result. So whether it is part of the culture that they have to be decorum or whether they are actually kind people, who cares? It leaves me with a happy, happy, joy feeling. Would you rather be here knowing that it is part of the decorum and it's expected of the culture? Would you rather be in another country that I'm not going to mention, where we had to question everything that happened?
Every transaction.
Down to the point of where if your motorbike broke down, you would walk to work rather than take it to a shop because you knew that they were going to be charging you double or triple the price because you were a foreigner.
Yeah. I'm happy to be here. I just want to know people's motivations. I just want to know people. And you're saying it doesn't matter. I'm
saying it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. The energy that you give out is the energy that you're going to get back.
Okay.
So if we're in a society that's full of thoughtful and kind people.
Right.
The end. There's no but. I want my tea. It's getting crowded. You promised me bubble tea.
What's that? Ryan Shanks. Also, why the binary could and almost certainly in both decorum and kindness.
Thank you, Ryan. You should be doing this video with us. I'm going to go order my tea.
Okay, I typically don't force decorum or force dichotomies.
Oh.
Yeah, I typically don't force dichotomies. That's not my thing. And it's not just a dichotomy because I do think that there are times when it is like, if you know someone, then you might be a little more generous with them. Hey, trash truck.
These are our favorite people.
That's the trash truck.
Okay.
I get the same thing, hello. Speaking of kind and generous people, right there, kind and generous people. Yes. So Ryan, yes, forcing a decorum or forcing a dichotomy is not the objective here. I kind of wanted to flesh that a little bit further, but I see Leah stopping me in my tracks because in the end, it's kindness, it's generosity, but we get it all the time. And I think maybe we're just not used to that and we don't know how to handle it. And that's why—
Don't say we, it's not we.
It's not we. Did you hear that clarification?
We. Don't say we, it's not we. Justin, where's your...
Clearly, my drink, she usually knows it's the... Yeah, see, they know.
Yes.
Always as, always no sugar.
Oh, beet? Okay.
But
Okay.
certainly I failed in my objective with this video to try to open up that discussion, to get to the motivation, because I want to know people's motivations, and Leah's just happy with the results. And I'm happy with the results too. And now I'm just repeating myself. Let's get a little bit of the Taiwan evening traffic here, because what we have is now the recycling truck that just followed the... hey Leah.
Sorry.
No worries. The other truck you heard earlier, for those of you who don't know, that music playing is actually from the trash trucks, which everyone seems to love to put on YouTube videos. There's a school across the street, and now back to us. All right. Yes, Ryan made a good point. I know you don't want me forcing the dichotomies, but you know I like to get to the heart and root of everything.
Gift horse in the mouth.
And
you're fighting for your limitations.
I'm not limited by it. I'm great. How is it I'm fighting? I'm grateful.
You're still questioning after we've been here for almost 3 years.
And it's been consistent enough that I shouldn't be questioning anything.
Has it not been consistent enough?
It's been consistent, but I don't know the true motivation.
Maybe they're just kind people.
I think, okay, kind and generous, but it's always food, you know, it's always giving us food.
That's not true.
Oh.
You've gotten rides from perfect strangers. When I used to walk, before we lived out here and I had to take the train, I got rides from people I didn't even know. Not, to the point of where when I was walking to the train station, they invited me in for tea. Did not speak a
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
English. I didn't speak any Chinese, no Taiwanese. They invited me for tea and then took me to the train stop. Had no idea who these people were. And if I was cynical, I would be like, these people are bringing me in their house to drug me.
Okay.
To put me on the black market somewhere.
Did you have a little bit of reservation at first?
No, none.
Because it's Taiwan.
Because it's Taiwan.
That's the point.
Because it's Taiwan. When I go home to America, I will not have the same outlook. But no, I had none.
You wouldn't survive. And plus, no one's going to offer you anything really free in America anyway that I know of.
Well, it depends. How's your OnlyFans
BOGO.
page doing?
I earned that. That's nothing free there. And the closest I think to America that you get something free is like in New Orleans. You get lanyard. You always get something that the chef's trying out from the kitchen.
Costco
samples.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's because we get those free things with an expectation from them. I think that's the point here. There's absolutely no expectation.
How about if there's anyone from Taiwan that's watching, and maybe you can clarify this for us. Is it part of your culture to have to be kind because that's what's expected of you?
Like, is it a duty? Is it a duty? Is it an obligation? Or do you just see foreigners and you really want them?
Why would they be foreigners? They're kind to each other too.
This is great. This is what makes our relationship so fantastic. All these questions. Why do we got all these questions?
Why are you asking all these questions?
So as Leah was saying before I cut her off there, tell us, Taiwan, tell us the generosity. I am Taiwanese. I got a flat white.
Biking on a bike trail in Shinsu in the countryside. A Taiwanese farmer just bursted out a pump and hooked her up.
Fantastic. Hey, how do we...
and he let me borrow it.
Let you borrow it?
See?
There you go.
There you
Hooked
go.
you up.
No, hooked me up.
Look,
hooked her up.
We have said, if you think I'm forcing a dichotomy, if you think I'm making this more of an issue than it needs to be, go back and look at other videos. We've said the number one reason why we came here, why we chose to come here, and why we stay here, and why we love living in a small town, all of that has to do with the people. And it's the kindness and generosity of the people.
Yes.
And speaking of kind and generous people, it is time for our tea.
Thank you. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you. Bye-bye.
And we're going to enjoy these deliciousnesses. That's a word, deliciousnesses. And
one thing that I'm going to love taking back from Taiwan is bubble tea. I have a feeling when I go back to America, they're not going to do anything remotely similar to what we taste here.
There are a few brands from Taiwan that have places in America.
I
We should
know,
try them out.
I know.
Because I have a feeling the bubble. Why? Because it feels good. You talking about the bubble tea? We're talking about the bubble tea, right? It does feel good. Have you had the bubble tea? You know what kind of feelings we're talking about? Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
There we go, right there. So we dropped our receipt, and if you know anything about Taiwanese receipts, when any kind of purchase you make, you get entered into the lottery automatically. And of course, we dropped ours, and who but a lovely neighbor of Trudan set us up with what we dropped. So I wasn't questioning the kindness, Leah. Question the motivation for the kindness. How can it be this nice?
All right.
Oh, platitudes.
We're signing off.
We're signing off with a question that we always ask. Oh, you're talking about the generosity. Corey, yeah, the generosity feels great. That's what I'm saying. I'm almost afraid it's ruined us and we may not be able to live anywhere else. That's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been other places where we've been where they are generous. And I was invited to a lot of homes in South Korea. I was invited to a lot of homes in Vietnam. I just think the motivations, but here again, I think the motivations were different between those countries for why I was invited in. You know what I mean? I got invited in and got pitched to teach their children. I got invited in because I was a curiosity. Bucket list travelers, how are you? We're all about the happy, enjoy, feeling. You should definitely come to Taiwan and get the happy, joy. Come. We've got bucket list travelers. We have spare bedroom if you need it. I'm just saying, come visit. I'm not. Yeah, is that too personal to invite?
Oh my God.
I did it. Too late. Come visit. I think everyone that's watching should come visit. Leah's doing this, and I think she wants to take you for a walk around the neighborhood. Oh no, she wants us wrapped up because we're 22 minutes in, and our tea is gonna melt. The ice in here is gonna melt, and they give us extra ice because we begged for it. Question we want to ask. Bubble tea says what?
When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Try it again. I cut you right up. I'm so sorry.
When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Like forced a dichotomy that wasn't necessarily there or needed to be there.
That wasn't the first time.
I don't force dichotomies. I really
Thank
don't.
you guys so much for joining us. Thank you.
See you further along down the road.